Hey everyone, it's Sunday afternoon. I've let my facial hair go, and what better fragrance to let your facial hair go to than Slumberhouse Norne? This is the Pacific Northwest. This is a lumberjack. This is, this is the truest Pacific Northwest, the truest, most photorealistic pine, fir, lichen, moss that I've ever smelled. It's kind of overwhelming because I thought I had it figured out with a fragrance like Cape Heartache or Winter Nights. But this is just another level. You know, those were like 360 pixels. This is like 1080 pixels. I mean, this is just zoomed in right on it. It's not even the scope. It's not the broadness of the forest. It's rather the snapshot of the tree from the ground up to the leaves. Perhaps this is the most infamous, that's probably not the right word, but the most well-known of the Slumberhouse line by Josh Lobb. It's overwhelming how realistic of a forest this is, and I'm probably, after this review, I'm going to go buy it. But I've never said that in a review before, but as soon as this is over, I'm going to pick it up. People have described this as like a Lord of the Rings forest, like something out of Tolkien, and I see that. This is like a deep, dark forest. It smells like there's been a fire. It doesn't smell like it's on fire, but it smells like there's been a fire. There's incense also, and it just really brings this richness. It's almost making my mouth water of just how realistic it is. It's like my brain, my olfactory system is recognizing this as real, except my other senses, you know, I'm recognizing I'm not in a forest, I'm not looking at a tree, but my nose, it's convinced my nose that I'm in a forest, and that's so strange. I've never had my senses fooled like that, and that's just how realistic this is. I will say it's linear, it's very linear, but that's not a bad thing. However, some of you who like changing and all, you know, fragrances that kind of, you know, this way and then this way, this is linear. You're going to get it from beginning to end, what it is when you first spray it on. And that's not a bad thing, because this is just it's blowing my mind. I've heard a lot of hype about this. It's received positive feedback. It's received negative feedback. The negative feedback is, you know, something along the lines of too linear, or some people are just saying, oh, this just smells like essential oils that just mixed together. And I kind of see that, you know, because it is so realistic, and maybe that's an unintentional compliment to how photorealistic this fragrance is. You've got pine, you've got fir, you've got mosses, lichen, you've got incense, you've got some kind of peppery spiciness in there too. It smells like a Christmas tree. It smells like you're digging your face into a Christmas tree. You have to like outdoorsy pine fir scents to enjoy this. But I don't know if I could find a better one than this. And I know that's almost ignorant for me to say that, just being like, I've ruled out everything else. But I have no idea how you could beat this. I have no idea how you could get more HD, high definition than what this is. It's extrait, and I've just got my little sample thingy here, so you can't really get a good idea. But it looked like sap. The juice was very dark, very thick. It's extrait. The bottles are 30 milliliter, like $180. Which, you know, some people say, oh, that's too much, and he's jacking up the prices every time. And he is jacking up the prices every time. It's so, it's like, I want to say it's not worth it, but oh, it is. Like, oh, it's $180, but oh, it's kind of worth it. It's so good. It's not a people pleaser, but there's something very true about this, and I think this will evoke memories in every person, and every person has different memories of what something like this could evoke. It could be something picking out a Christmas tree with your family. It could be smelling the Christmas tree in your home. It could be a walk in the woods. It could be climbing a tree. It could be running around in the creek with your friends when you were a kid. It could be so many different things. But this evokes memories, and it evokes nostalgia, and it evokes emotion because it's so real. And I think that's why that's why there's such a big fan base of this. because it's so real to some people. It doesn't feel like perfume. It just feels like a place. It feels like a location that you're just wearing. And I get the whole essential oil thing. And I've got essential oils, not necessarily of this, but of like eucalyptus and peppermint, other things like that. And yeah, that smells realistic, but it's not wearable. I wouldn't be the weirdo smearing peppermint and eucalyptus oil on me, and you probably shouldn't be either. This smells, yes, it has that essential oilness to it, but that's just how realistic it is. And this is a more wearable version. This has been tuned to be able to be wearable. I don't think it's, for you compliment getters, I don't think it's going to reel in a lot of compliments, but at the same time, this is fascinating. As someone who smells this, I think will be fascinated by it, enthralled, brought in by it, because it's just, it's so evocative of memories, places you've been, people you've been with. And that's what this is about. This is a thinking fragrance. This is a meditative fragrance, kind of like how Zoologist Rhino is for me. This is something that you relax and think and reflect with. Yeah, you could wear this out. I would say this is a night fragrance. I would not say this is a day fragrance just because of how dark it is. It's not bright. It's dark. It's sexy and seductive. People. I call it sexy, honestly, because it is so inviting. You want to be a part of it. You want to smell like this, and even if you're not an outdoorsy kind of lumberjack person, this is just something you want to cuddle up to. This is not something that would push people away. This is not something that would polarize and isolate people. I don't know anybody who could just not like this. I can understand people not loving this, but I can't understand anybody being like, oh, I don't like this. This is so primitive and true to what people are. And it's just absolutely fantastic. And my wallet's going to hate me because there's a couple other Slumberhouse that I have to try. I enjoyed Back. I've got Back. Loving it. Back is so good. This is so good. Yeah, it's aggravating in niche perfumery that, the most interesting creations are so hard to find. The perfumers are kind of scatterbrained, just doing whatever, kind of like Josh is, but everything he puts out is a banger. Oh, it's so good. It's like, I've got another 0.5 milliliters of it, and it's just I'm afraid, because if I don't snag a bottle of this, I'm afraid. And I've heard there's rumors that he's going to start mass producing his well-known ones now. And that's what I've heard, but there's also people saying he's not. And then there's also people saying, oh, he's going to jack the prices up. But there's also people saying he's not. So nobody really knows what's going on with this house, and that's what's aggravating, is because you don't know, okay, do I need to pull the trigger on this? Do I have to just bite the bullet and get it because is this going to be gone in a month? I don't know. Nobody really knows. You have... I've talked to retailers, and I've gotten confirmations from them. Oh, we're pretty sure he's going to be going this direction or this direction, but nobody really knows because he's kind of he does his own thing, but he's so good at doing his own thing. It's aggravating because I want to be a part of it. Okay, let me smell more of these. Let me try more of these. Oh, it's so good. I almost feel like I'm getting an allergic reaction to it. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff. Bad interest hobby to be in if you're allergic to a lot of stuff, but that's just, I can't choose it. But it's so good. I could just slather myself in this and sleep in this and just have my bed smell like this. It's so good. Slumberhouse, it's just not super known outside of its really strong fan base. Kind of like a Riege, kind of like a Bortnikov. It has this small but fervently loyal fan base. And I think I'm going to become a Slumberhouse fanboy from everything I'm smelling because it's so good. I can't wait to try more. Once I try more, I'll try and do kind of a Slumberhouse large encompassing review video. But for now, that's all I have to say about Norne. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Get a sample if you can. I know it's hard, and I know it's a challenge, but for you pine lovers, for you green tree lovers, man, I don't know how you can beat it. Anyways, until next time.